How's it going, everybody? We've got quite a lot of PlayStation updates to go over in this video. A new PlayStation 5 System software update is live right now, which is kind of relevant, especially with the release of the PlayStation 5 Pro, so we'll talk about that. I know we're about, almost a month since the release of the Pro, but still somewhat relevant. FromSoftware, a bit of an update on them, and even though, you know, the FromSoftware Souls-like games, for me, aren't my cup of tea, objectively assessing FromSoftware, if you don't think they are one of the best developers on planet Earth, quite possibly the best developer on planet Earth, you're out to lunch. And not only is it because of their quality level of their output, but the consistency and how rapid their output is. So we'll talk about that as well. And there's a JRPG coming out in a couple of days that I'm excited for, and it gets its launch trailer. We'll talk that at the end of this video. But right off the bat, PlayStation 5 System Update 24.08-10.40.00.07. I don't know why I said the whole thing, but nonetheless, it is adding some noticeable improvements. Now, they have improved system stability, which is your general thing, but the download size of the new update is 1.3 gigabytes, and it notes we've improved the process of transferring data from another PS5 and enhanced stability when transferring large amounts of data, such as captures, and we've improved the messages and usability on some screens. So, if you are looking to transfer data from one PlayStation 5 to another so you don't have to re-download anything, looks like that is going to be improved a little bit. I imagine most of you that if you did pick up a PS5 Pro at this point, you're probably all set up and you're not looking to transfer data over. But for those of you that are looking to pick up a Pro, maybe this will make your transfer a little bit easier. Whenever I get a new console, I'm honestly one of the people that just essentially nukes their old console or just has a clean start on the new console and then I re-download everything, which is incredibly time consuming. But generally speaking, if I'm buying a new console, I can take a day to re-download the things that are relevant. But if you have, you know, a lot of stuff on your old PlayStation 5 and you want to get it all over to your new console and you don't want to take up too much time re-downloading everything, you know, this will hopefully ease the process a little bit. Really, the most annoying thing for me whenever I get a new console is getting the account set up. I swear to God, I forget these passwords all the time. Then I gotta reset these passwords. Then I gotta go through two-step verification on 3 different platforms to reset the password. And then, you know, register that on a password manager. And then, oh, by the way, then I go try to buy something on the PlayStation Store and I forget the password that I just made. And then I gotta reset the password again. And it is a complete clown show initially for me, but nevertheless, for you guys, probably you can ease that process a lot better. And there's probably far more intelligent ways of handling the situation, but for me, that is certainly the train wreck I always deal with. But as far as transferring data, looks like that is going to be a little bit better. Alright, moving on from that, FromSoftware has made a fairly notable statement that I think a lot of people are taking account of, noting. And this is coming from CEO Hidetaka Miyazaki, noting, we have multiple projects in the works across a variety of genres. There are titles directed by me, as well as titles directed by those other than myself. In that regard, I think we'll be able to show you a new FromSoftware in a variety of ways, so please look forward to it. If you actually look at FromSoftware's output, it's honestly kind of insane how consistent they are. Looking at it, they put out Elden Ring in 2022, then they put out Armored Core 6 in 2023, then they put out Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, which, yes, it is an expansion, but the Video Game Awards have restructured what games can get nominated for Game of the Year, then that's up for Game of the Year as well. While I wouldn't say that Armored Core 6 was a contender for Game of the Year in 2023 for most people, that's a game that I really enjoyed, and really, for me, the Armored Core style of gameplay, gigantic robots beating the hell out of each other, much more up my alley than your typical Souls-like game. And the fact that they were able to do Elden Ring into Armored Core, which is such a different experience into Elden Ring, then circle back and do Shadow of the Erdtree the following year. Obviously, there's different teams, different staff that's working on all of these projects, but they're coming from FromSoftware. The level of consistency is absolute insanity. And then if you even go back prior to Elden Ring, yeah, there was a little bit of a layoff, I believe. Was it Sekiro in 2019? Was their last title prior to Elden Ring? That's only 3 years. It's not like that's a long time, especially in today's gaming economy where it's 5 years minimum for the majority of studios to bring out new games. The fact that they did Sekiro into Elden Ring, and that's from my recollection of them having off years in 2020 and 2021, and obviously the world went to hell in those years, so the fact they got Elden Ring out in 2022 I think is quite remarkable. And then again, Armored Core into Shadow of the Erdtree, it's been outstanding as far as their output is concerned. It'll be interesting to see if they have any sizable release in 2025. I would imagine that their next major game would probably be 2026, but even then, that's still incredibly consistent when you talk about, you know, what is the turnaround time for most of these developers? When was the last time Naughty Dog put out a major title? It was 2020. They're probably not going to put out a game in 2025, maybe 2026. That's a 6-year turnaround time for Naughty Dog putting out a major release. FromSoftware just, you know, putting out these games and they're being received really well. I look at an RGG as well. They're putting out game after game and their consistency level in terms of quality is outstanding as well. FromSoftware and RGG, to me, stand out in terms of they put out great games, but also they are doing something that a lot of other studios just can't manage to do. And I'm not saying rush out games left and right, but they have structured their development in a way that they can put out games fairly regularly, and their games are of high quality level. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth came out in January of this year, February of next year, you got Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. That's a 1-year turnaround time for games of that caliber. I think that's quite outstanding, and that's what separates a FromSoftware and a RGG from a lot of the other studios today where, you know, it is 5 years, 6 years, 7 years even. Look at Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad was how many years after Batman Arkham Knight? Batman Arkham Knight was 2015, Suicide Squad was 2024. That's 9 years. Now that's obviously on the more extreme side of game development, and there was a lot of hurdles that came with Suicide Squad and Rocksteady post Batman Arkham Knight, but you get the idea. The fact that FromSoftware and RGG have been able to be this consistent is quite remarkable. Lastly, I do want to note FANTASIAN Neo Dimension has gotten its launch trailer. This is a game I'm really excited for, man. While it's not going to be a gigantic RPG in the sense that it's going to be an FF7 Rebirth or it's going to be a Metaphor ReFantasio, coming from developer Mistwalker, I think it's going to turn out pretty well. The father of Final Fantasy, Hironobu Sakaguchi, and renowned composer Nobuo Uematsu returned to deliver an original RPG story. Bacteria, a deathly mechanical infection that robs humans of their emotions and lives, is slowly engulfing the world. The protagonist Leo awakens with only one memory left to him in a strange land abundant with machines. The human world threatened by bacteria, a machine world filled with mysteries, and the unseen dimensions that lie beyond both. Using the warp device that was left behind, Leo must now embark on an interdimensional journey to reclaim his lost memories and save the world from the bacteria infection. I'm happy that Square seems to still be open to releasing these, not super big budget JRPGs, but have a balance of, yeah, they're gonna put out their Final Fantasy VII Rebirths, their Final Fantasy 16s, but we got room for a FANTASIAN Neo Dimension, even a Dragon Quest III HD 2D, or they published Visions of Mana. I hope that they continue to put out JRPGs of a smaller scale, and they have something for everybody in terms of what they put out. But FANTASIAN Neo Dimension coming to all major platforms, PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Nintendo Switch, and PC on December the 5th, so be on the lookout for that as well. $49.99 budget price point as well, but that'll do it for me. Again, a new PlayStation 5 System update has dropped, adding noticeable improvements on top of transferring data from another PlayStation 5. If you're looking to pick up a Pro or just another PS5, might be something to keep an eye on, and improve the messages and usability on some screens. FromSoftware has a bit of an update in terms of their game output. They've got multiple titles in development, and FANTASIAN Neo Dimension gets its launch trailer. That's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.